you had told me 4 years ago that I was going to be speaking at my graduation, I would have never believed you. Back then, I wasn't the outspoken person some of you know today. In fact, I could barely get a word out. Let me take you back to freshman year Samrah, walking nervously into her first ever mock trial audition. Imagine a small, timid 14-year-old with braces, glasses, and a mask, clutching her script like it was a life raft. I had prepared, but the moment I started speaking, my voice cracked, my brain blanked, and I froze. The 12 sets of eyes in front of me felt like they were burning a hole into my body, and that I started to have a panic attack. I don't even think I made it through my opening statement. I walked out of that room mortified and convinced that public speaking just wasn't in the cards for me. But something inside me, maybe pride, maybe pure stubbornness, refused to let that be the end of my story. A week later, I did the unthinkable. I tried out for the speech team. My logic was that there's no way my speech audition could go worse than my mock trial one. And turns out I was right. I made the team, and slowly but surely, I started to find my voice. Weekend after weekend, I gave extemporaneous speeches about current events, and somewhere along the way, I became obsessed with politics. So obsessed, in fact, that I now have 13 different news subscriptions flooding my inbox every day. Do I read them all? No. Do I pretend I do to sound impressive? Absolutely. This newfound passion of mine followed me into my sophomore year, when I gave mock trial another shot. I made the team, but once again struggled to speak up in front of my teammates. Luckily, I had the support of 12 empowering girls and one very patient guy who helped me come out of my shell. Mock trial showed me just how much it matters to have people who believe in you, even when you don't fully believe in yourself yet. With their support, I found the courage to speak up, not just in mock trial, but in the classroom too. In Mr. Palmquist's English 2 honors class, I dove into topics like electoral reform. In Ms. Lopez's AP Lang class, I argued for Supreme Court term limits. In journalism, I started a current events column to write thoughtfully about global issues. And senior year, at this point, no class was safe. I debated affirmative action math and discussed immigration policy in Spanish. So naturally, it only feels right to talk about politics one last time before I go. Because it's not just something I care about, it's something that affects all of us. Today, we're graduating in a class that is defined by political polarization, social gridlock, and a growing fear of saying the wrong thing. It feels like we're all trapped in a national standstill where fewer and fewer people are willing to speak up, and too many voices are lost in the noise or silenced by fear. In some ways, it reminds me of those awkward silences before a class discussion. Everyone waiting, eyes darting, hoping someone else will raise their hand. But our school, this place, taught us how to raise our hands anyway. It challenged us to engage in real discourse, to listen, to respond, not just to speak, but to be heard and to hear each other. And just as I've spent the past 4 years finding and strengthening my voice, I implore you all to use yours. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once wrote, "We will have to repent in this generation, not merely for the hateful words and actions of the bad people, but for the appalling silence of the good people." That line hits especially hard right now. Because silence, even from those with good intentions, can be dangerous. It can block progress. It can make injustice seem tolerable. And worst of all, it can trick us into thinking that if we just wait long enough, things will fix themselves. But as Dr. King reminds us, time is neutral. It doesn't heal, fix, or progress on its own. We do that. So I encourage all of you to use the voice you found in high school to shape the world beyond it. Because human progress doesn't roll in on the wheels of inevitability. It moves forward because of people who speak up, who show up, and who refuse to stay silent. People like us who aren't afraid to raise their hands, even when our voices shake. So, as we walk across this stage and into whatever comes next, whether college, work, or a well-deserved nap, I hope we carry this lesson with us, that our voices matter, that speaking up isn't just about being heard, it's about making others feel seen. It's about using our voices to challenge injustice, ask hard questions, and never let silence be the easy way out. 14-year-old me would have never believed I'd be standing here giving this speech. But today, I'm standing here as living proof that progress is possible, that even the quietest voices can grow loud enough to be heard. Your voice matters, and now, more than ever, the world needs to hear it. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2025.